World War II, one of the most well-documented conflicts in human history.
We know the battles, the leaders, and the victories.
But beneath the surface, buried in classified files and whispered through decades, are mysteries that defy explanation. What happened to the missing Nazi gold? Did a squadron of bombers vanish into thin air? Were there secret nuclear tests? Join us as we dive into 10 of the greatest unsolved mysteries of World War II. Disappearances, lost treasures, and eerie events that still haunt historians today. Some stories have evidence, others are shrouded in speculation. But one thing is certain, the truth remains elusive. Get ready to uncover the darkest secrets of World War II that the world still struggles to explain. Subscribe now to History Crossroads and be part of the journey as we uncover history's most elusive secrets, one mystery at a time. Mystery number 1, the vanishing U-boat. What happened to U-196? A silent predator of the seas, U-196 was one of Germany's long-range U-boats, designed to lurk beneath the waves and strike without warning. But as World War II drew to a close, this fearsome machine vanished, leaving behind only questions and whispers of its fate. The last official record of U-196 places it in the waters off Indonesia in late 1944. Unlike many other U-boats, it had remarkable endurance, capable of remaining submerged for extended periods. Its disappearance wasn't marked by a grand naval battle or a distress signal, only eerie silence. When the war ended in May 1945, no trace of U-196 was ever found. The German Navy declared it lost, but how and where? Several theories attempt to explain the fate of U-196. The most widely accepted explanation is that it struck a deep-sea mine or suffered a catastrophic failure, sinking with all hands on board. But this doesn't account for the post-war sightings that sparked intrigue. Some reports surfaced in the years following the war that German sailors had been seen in remote villages in Indonesia, claiming to be the crew of a sunken U-boat. Could they have scuttled the vessel and integrated into local society? Others speculate that U-196 was part of the so-called Nazi escape network, heading for Argentina or Chile, much like high-ranking Nazi officials who fled there after the war. A lesser-known theory suggests that the Allies secretly captured U-196 and its advanced technology but kept it classified. If true, where is the evidence? In recent years, divers have explored wreck sites off the Indonesian coast, uncovering what they believe to be remnants of U-196. Yet, without official confirmation, the mystery lingers. Is this the final resting place of one of Hitler's most elusive submarines? Or does the U-boat lie in an undiscovered abyss, its fate forever unknown? Even today, the sea refuses to give up all its secrets. Was U-196 lost to the ocean's depths, or did its crew rewrite their fate? As sonar sweeps continue and wreck hunters search the past, one thing is certain. The legend of U-196 lives on. Mystery number 2, the disappearance of Flight 19. Flight 19 was meant to be a standard training exercise. On December 5, 1945, 5 TBM Avenger torpedo bombers departed from Naval Air Station Fort Lauderdale, Florida. The pilots, all experienced aviators, were tasked with a simple navigation drill over the Atlantic. What should have been a routine flight, however, quickly turned into one of the most baffling aviation mysteries in history. Initially, radio communications with the squadron were normal. Then something changed. Lieutenant Charles Taylor, the flight leader, reported strange compass readings. The aircraft seemed to be drifting off course and the pilots struggled to orient themselves. Taylor's final transmission was chilling. "We are entering Whitewater. Nothing seems right. We can't tell where we are. The ocean looks strange." And then, silence. Flight 19 vanished without a trace. No wreckage, no survivors, no distress signals beyond Taylor's cryptic words. Even more perplexing, a rescue plane sent to locate the missing squadron also disappeared, intensifying speculation that something beyond mere human error was at play. Many theories attempt to explain what happened to Flight 19. One widely accepted possibility is that the squadron ran out of fuel and crashed into the ocean, sinking before search efforts could reach them. However, this does not fully explain why all 5 planes simultaneously lost their way. Some suggest that an unusual weather phenomenon, such as an electromagnetic disturbance or an unexpected storm, may have disrupted their instruments and left them hopelessly disoriented. Others propose a military cover-up, hinting that the planes may have been caught in a classified weapons test that went disastrously wrong. Perhaps the most infamous theory is the Bermuda Triangle connection. The area where Flight 19 disappeared has long been associated with unexplained vanishings. Did they stumble into a mysterious anomaly,
Or is the legend of the Bermuda Triangle nothing more than an exaggerated myth? Over the years, numerous searches have been conducted to locate the wreckage of Flight 19. While some wrecks of similar aircraft have been found, none have been definitively identified as part of the lost squadron. To this day, no conclusive evidence has surfaced to explain their fate. The disappearance of Flight 19 remains one of World War II's most perplexing unsolved mysteries. Was it human error, a natural phenomenon, or something beyond explanation? Until new evidence is uncovered from the depths of the ocean, the mystery endures, leaving us with one haunting question. What really happened to Flight 19? Mystery number 3. The lost treasure of Rommel. During World War II, Field Marshal Erwin Rommel, the Desert Fox, commanded German forces in North Africa. Known for his tactical brilliance and deep respect from both allies and enemies, Rommel's military legacy is well documented. However, another more mysterious story has lingered for decades: the legend of Rommel's lost treasure. As the tide of war turned against the Axis in 1943, Rommel's forces allegedly gathered a vast fortune in gold, jewels, and priceless artifacts looted from North Africa. This treasure was reportedly loaded onto a German U-boat bound for Europe. Somewhere along the way, however, it vanished without a trace. Some accounts suggest that the wealth was divided among high-ranking officers and secretly transported to multiple locations, making it nearly impossible to track. One theory suggests that the treasure was meant to be transported from Tunisia, but was secretly dumped into the Mediterranean Sea when the Germans feared capture by Allied forces. Others believe it was hidden in a remote location in Corsica or Italy, waiting to be retrieved by fleeing Nazi officials. Some legends even claim that the treasure was taken through Spain, smuggled into South America, and possibly hidden in Argentina, a known refuge for high-ranking Nazi fugitives after the war. Over the years, treasure hunters and historians have scoured archives and explored suspected sites, yet no definitive proof of the treasure has ever been found. Adding to the mystery, some claim that Rommel himself had little to do with the hoard, and that the legend was concocted as a post-war myth. However, whispers of sunken chests and lost gold have persisted, with several modern expeditions attempting to locate the supposed treasure beneath the Mediterranean's depths. In 2017, a group of divers claimed to have found remnants of what appeared to be a heavily corroded chest off the coast of Corsica, though no valuable artifacts were officially retrieved. Some conspiracy theorists argue that if the treasure was real, it may have already been quietly recovered by intelligence agencies or private collectors who chose to keep their discovery a secret. Others suggest that even if the treasure was real, time and nature may have swallowed it, leaving no evidence behind. Despite numerous searches, no concrete evidence of Rommel's lost fortune has surfaced. Whether it was real or simply a fabrication of wartime desperation remains unknown. The mystery endures, leaving treasure hunters and historians alike wondering, if the treasure exists, where could it be? And if it has been found, who now holds the fortune that once belonged to the Desert Fox? Mystery number 4. The strange case of the Foo Fighters. During World War II, both Allied and Axis pilots reported encountering mysterious glowing orbs in the skies. These unexplained aerial phenomena, dubbed Foo Fighters by U.S. airmen, were described as bright, fast-moving lights that followed military aircraft at high speeds. Their erratic movements and apparent intelligence defied the known capabilities of aviation technology at the time. Pilots often found that attempts to evade or confront these objects were futile, as the lights would shift direction in an instant or vanish without a trace. The first recorded encounters occurred in late 1944, when American night fighter pilots flying over Germany reported strange lights trailing their aircraft. Initially, they assumed these were enemy weapons or secret aircraft. However, no known technology at the time could explain their bizarre maneuvers. Some pilots described the lights as glowing orange or red spheres that would zip around their planes, sometimes forming into formations before vanishing into the night sky. Similar encounters were soon reported over the Pacific Theater, where pilots described luminous objects appearing out of nowhere, following them closely, and vanishing at unimaginable speeds. The phenomenon was so widespread that multiple squadrons documented their encounters, leading some military officials to consider whether the lights represented an emerging global threat. Were these advanced enemy aircraft, experimental technology, or something even more unexplainable? The U.S. military took the report seriously, launching investigations to determine whether the Foo Fighters were a new Nazi weapon or a form of psychological warfare. However, Captured German and Japanese pilots reported witnessing the same phenomena and believed them to be Allied experimental aircraft. These conflicting accounts deepened the mystery, leaving all sides unsure of what they had encountered. Scientists and military officials proposed several theories to explain the Foo Fighters. Some suggested they were natural atmospheric phenomena, such as St. Elmo's fire, electrical discharges occurring in turbulent air, often mistaken for supernatural events. Others speculated that they could be the result of secret wartime experiments involving advanced propulsion technology that had yet to be disclosed to the public. A more controversial theory suggested that these objects were of extraterrestrial origin, making them one of the earliest documented cases of unidentified flying objects, UFOs, in modern history. One unusual theory proposed that the Foo Fighters were psychological manifestations, stress-induced hallucinations caused by the extreme pressure of combat. However, the consistency of sightings across different pilots, theaters of war, and nationalities challenges this explanation. Despite numerous sightings and reports filed by credible military personnel, no conclusive explanation for the Foo Fighters has ever been found. Unlike other wartime mysteries that may one day be solved through declassified documents or new discoveries, the Foo Fighters remain elusive. Some researchers believe that if the phenomenon was a form of secret wartime technology, the knowledge may have been lost or suppressed in the aftermath of the war. Others continue to speculate about the possibility of extraterrestrial involvement, pointing to the seemingly intelligent behavior of the objects and their uncanny ability to avoid capture or identification. To this day, the Foo Fighters remain one of the most perplexing wartime mysteries. Their true nature, whether a wartime secret, a natural anomaly, or something far more mysterious, continues to be lost in the vast skies of history, leaving us to wonder what secrets they may still hold. Mystery number 5, the missing Amber Room. One of the greatest lost treasures of World War II, the Amber Room was a masterpiece of Baroque craftsmanship. Originally constructed in the 18th century for Prussian King Frederick I, it was later gifted to Peter the Great of Russia. Made entirely of amber panels, gold leaf, and precious gemstones, the room was considered the 8th wonder of the world. During the Nazi invasion of the Soviet Union in 1941, the Amber Room, housed in the Catherine Palace near St. Petersburg, was dismantled and looted by German forces. It was transported to Königsberg, modern-day Kaliningrad, Russia, where it was put on display in Königsberg Castle. However, as the war turned against Germany and the city faced relentless bombing, the Amber Room vanished without a trace. The destruction of Königsberg Castle in 1945 only deepened the mystery, as no remains of the treasure were ever found in the ruins. Many theories attempt to explain what happened to this priceless work of art. Some believe it was destroyed during the Allied bombing of Königsberg in 1944, reduced to ash in the flames. Others speculate that it was secretly transported elsewhere before the castle was demolished. Some researchers suggest that it was hidden deep within abandoned mine shafts in Eastern Europe, concealed in secret Nazi bunkers, or even smuggled aboard a German U-boat disappearing into the depths of the sea. Over the decades, treasure hunters, historians, and governments have scoured potential hiding places, following leads that have taken them to underground vaults, sunken ships, and remote locations. However, no verified pieces of the original Amber Room have ever been recovered, keeping its fate an open question. Adding to the intrigue, a number of individuals who claim to have information about the Amber Room's whereabouts have met mysterious fates. Reports have surfaced of treasure hunters disappearing under suspicious circumstances or dying unexpectedly after announcing new findings. Some believe that the Amber Room is cursed, warning that those who get too close to uncovering its fate may face dire consequences. Despite numerous investigations, the original Amber Room remains lost. In 2003, Russian artisans completed a full-scale reconstruction of the room in the Catherine Palace. The meticulous work took decades, restoring its splendor and demonstrating the grandeur of the original. However, the fate of the authentic Amber Room continues to be one of the most enduring mysteries of World War II. The search for the Amber Room continues to captivate historians and adventurers alike. Whether it lies buried beneath the ruins of Königsberg Castle, hidden in a forgotten Nazi bunker, or resting at the bottom of the Baltic Sea, its fate remains one of the most compelling unsolved mysteries of the war. As time passes, the hope of recovering this legendary treasure may fade, but the legend of the lost amber room ensures that the quest will never truly end. Mystery number 6, the ghost ship, SS Ourang Medan. The legend of the SS Ourang Medan remains one of the most chilling and perplexing maritime mysteries of the 20th century. According to various reports, in 1947, multiple distress signals were received from the Dutch cargo ship as it sailed through the Strait of Malacca. The fragmented radio transmissions painted a terrifying picture, culminating in a final haunting message. All officers, including the captain, are dead, lying in chart room and bridge, possibly whole crew dead. I die. When rescue ships arrived at the vessel's last known location, they found the Ourang Medan adrift, eerily silent, with no signs of life. The crew members were discovered sprawled across the deck, their faces frozen in expressions of sheer terror. Some accounts describe their bodies as twisted, their arms outstretched as if they had seen something horrifying in their final moments. Even more disturbingly, when the search party attempted to tow the ship back to port, it inexplicably caught fire and exploded, sinking into the ocean and taking its secrets with it. Numerous theories have been proposed to explain what happened aboard the SS Ourang Medan. One possibility is that the crew was exposed to a toxic chemical or gas leak, which led to their deaths. Some believe the ship was secretly transporting hazardous cargo, such as nerve agents or other dangerous wartime chemicals, which may have accidentally leaked and poisoned the entire crew. Others speculate that the Ourang Medan encountered something supernatural, fueling tales of ghostly apparitions and malevolent forces that have circulated among sailors for years. Skeptics argue that the story of the SS Ourang Medan may have been exaggerated or even entirely fabricated, as official records of the ship are scarce. Some researchers suggest that the ship never actually existed, and that its tale is the product of maritime folklore, perpetuated by rumors and speculative reports. Despite the lack of definitive evidence, the mystery endures. Whether the crew succumbed to a tragic accident, an unknown enemy, or something beyond human comprehension, the fate of the SS Ourang Medan continues to haunt maritime history, reminding us that the vast ocean still holds secrets yet to be uncovered. Mystery number 7, the lost Japanese submarine I-52. During World War II, Japan's Imperial Navy executed several high-stakes missions, but few are as enigmatic as the fate of the I-52 submarine. Dubbed the Golden Submarine due to its valuable secret cargo, the I-52 was a Type C-3 cargo submarine designed for long-range operations. In 1944, it embarked on a covert mission to Germany, carrying a shipment of precious resources intended for exchange with the Axis powers. However, the vessel mysteriously vanished beneath the Atlantic, never reaching its final destination. The I-52's mission was part of a strategic wartime agreement between Japan and Nazi Germany, designed to facilitate the trade of essential war materials. The submarine was loaded with 2 tons of gold, 800 kilograms of opium, tungsten, and rubber, valuable commodities meant to sustain the Axis war effort. Departing from Kure, Japan in March 1944, it set a course for Europe via the South Atlantic. To evade Allied detection, the I-52 planned to rendezvous mid-ocean with a German U-boat for refueling and intelligence exchange. Unbeknownst to the Japanese, Allied cryptographers had intercepted their communications. A U.S. Navy task force, armed with advanced sonar and aerial surveillance, tracked the I-52's movements. On the night of June 23, 1944, American aircraft launched a precise and devastating attack, dropping sonar-guided depth charges and acoustic torpedoes. The I-52 sustained fatal damage and sank into the ocean's depths, disappearing from history. For decades, the wreck of the I-52 has intrigued treasure hunters and historians alike, drawn by the prospect of recovering its lost fortune. In 1995, an underwater exploration team located the submarine's remains nearly 17,000 feet beneath the surface. The discovery confirmed the fate of the vessel, but no gold or valuable cargo was ever recovered. Some speculate that a clandestine salvage operation may have already retrieved its treasures, while others believe the lost shipment still rests undisturbed in the abyss. The disappearance of the I-52 remains one of World War II's most enduring maritime mysteries. Was its gold truly lost, or has it already been secretly recovered? As deep-sea exploration technology continues to evolve, the secrets of the Golden Submarine may one day be uncovered, revealing the final chapter of its ill-fated voyage. Mystery number 8, the disappearance of Heinrich Muller. Among the many Nazi officials who vanished in the chaos of World War II's final days, none remains as elusive as Heinrich Muller, the chief of the Gestapo. As one of Hitler's most trusted enforcers, Muller was deeply involved in Nazi Germany's secret police operations and played a central role in orchestrating the Holocaust. Yet when Berlin fell to the Soviets in May 1945, Muller disappeared without a trace, leaving behind one of the war's most enduring mysteries. Muller was last seen in Hitler's bunker on May 1, 1945, the day after Hitler's suicide. Witnesses claim he refused to surrender, stating that he knew too much to be taken alive. Unlike other top Nazi officials whose fates were eventually determined, Muller's body was never conclusively identified. Some accounts suggest he perished in Berlin and was buried in a mass grave, while others insist he managed to escape under the cover of the city's destruction. Several post-war theories have emerged regarding Muller's fate. Some historians believe he fled to South America, where many former Nazis found refuge under assumed identities. Others speculate that he was recruited by Soviet intelligence, given his extensive knowledge of Nazi security operations and espionage tactics. A particularly controversial theory suggests that Muller was secretly taken in by the Americans and provided intelligence during the early years of the Cold War, much like other former Nazis who were absorbed into U.S. intelligence agencies. Despite numerous investigations and reported sightings in various countries, no definitive evidence has surfaced regarding Muller's fate. His disappearance remains one of the few cases of a high-ranking Nazi official whose whereabouts were never confirmed. Was he another casualty of Berlin's final battle, or did he escape into the shadows, evading justice for the rest of his life? Until concrete proof emerges, the fate of Heinrich Muller will remain one of World War II's most perplexing and unsettling unsolved mysteries. Mystery number 9. Japan's alleged nuclear test, World War II, concluded with the devastating atomic bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, cementing the United States as the first and only country to use nuclear weapons in combat. However, some researchers and historians speculate that Japan may have been closer to developing its own atomic bomb than previously believed. According to scattered reports, Japan's scientists worked feverishly in the final months of the war to develop nuclear technology, despite facing extreme shortages of resources and relentless Allied bombing campaigns. One of the most controversial claims suggests that Japan may have tested a rudimentary atomic bomb on August 12, 1945, just days after the attacks on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. The alleged test site was located on the Korean peninsula, near the port city of Hungnam, which was under Japanese control at the time. Some accounts claim that a large explosion was witnessed, but no verifiable records exist to confirm the event. If true, such a test would have been a desperate last attempt to change the course of the war before Japan's inevitable surrender. Japan's nuclear program was no secret, with multiple facilities dedicated to uranium enrichment and theoretical bomb designs. Scientists working on the Imperial Japanese Army's NIGO and FGO projects explored nuclear fission, but most experts agree that Japan was far from producing a functional weapon before the war's end. Industrial setbacks, material shortages, and a lack of infrastructure severely hampered progress, making it unlikely that Japan could have developed a deployable nuclear bomb. Skeptics argue that the supposed nuclear test is nothing more than a Cold War-era rumor, possibly exaggerated or fabricated to fuel post-war narratives. No physical evidence of a detonation has ever been discovered, and declassified documents from both Japan and the United States indicate that Japan's nuclear program remained in its infancy when the war ended. Even captured Japanese scientists dismissed the idea that the country was close to achieving nuclear capability. Despite the lack of conclusive proof, the notion that Japan may have come closer to a nuclear bomb than commonly believed continues to intrigue historians and conspiracy theorists alike. If evidence were ever uncovered, it would dramatically alter our understanding of Japan's wartime technological advancements and the broader nuclear arms race. Until definitive proof emerges, the question of whether Japan tested an atomic bomb in the final days of World War II remains one of history's most debated wartime mysteries. Mystery number 10. The missing convoy of gold, Churchill's lost fortune. During the early years of World War II, as Nazi Germany's military machine swept across Europe, Britain faced a dire financial predicament. To prevent the country's gold reserves from falling into enemy hands, Winston Churchill's government orchestrated a high-stakes operation to transport vast quantities of gold bullion across the Atlantic to Canada. While most of these shipments arrived safely, rumors persist that one convoy vanished without a trace, leaving behind one of the war's most tantalizing mysteries. The operation, known as Operation Fish, was among the largest transfers of wealth in history. Merchant ships laden with tons of gold bars set sail under a veil of secrecy, escorted by Royal Navy vessels to protect against German U-boat attacks. While official records indicate that the mission was a success, speculation has long suggested that at least one of these gold-laden ships never reached its destination, disappearing somewhere in the vast expanse of the North Atlantic. Numerous theories attempt to explain the fate of the missing convoy. One widely believed possibility is that the ship fell victim to a German U-boat attack, sending its precious cargo to the ocean floor. Another theory suggests that the ship was hijacked, either by rogue operatives within the British government or foreign agents eager to exploit the wartime chaos. Some even speculate that the gold was intentionally diverted to fund covert military operations, erased from official records to conceal its true purpose. Despite extensive investigations and numerous deep-sea exploration efforts, no definitive evidence has ever been uncovered to confirm the fate of the missing shipment. Treasure hunters and historians alike continue to scour suspected wreck sites, hoping to uncover Churchill's lost fortune. The lack of official documentation has only fueled speculation, raising questions about whether the gold remains hidden beneath the waves or was quietly recovered and absorbed into unknown hands. As time passes, the legend of Churchill's missing convoy endures, capturing the imagination of historians, adventurers, and conspiracy theorists. Whether the treasure is lost forever or waiting to be rediscovered, its fate remains one of World War II's most enduring and enigmatic unsolved puzzles. The mysteries of World War II continue to captivate historians and enthusiasts alike. From vanished gold convoys and missing submarines to secret nuclear tests and ghost ships, these unsolved enigmas remind us that history still holds secrets waiting to be uncovered. Despite decades of research and exploration, many of these stories remain shrouded in speculation and intrigue. Each of these mysteries offers a glimpse into the chaos and desperation of a world at war. Some may eventually be solved through new discoveries and declassified documents, while others may remain forever lost to time. What is certain is that the past still has many tales left to tell. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the unknown, consider subscribing to History Crossroads for more fascinating historical investigations. Your support helps us continue to bring you well-researched and engaging content. And if you'd like to go the extra mile, consider sending a super thanks. Your contribution directly supports our efforts to uncover more hidden stories from history. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode of History's Greatest Mysteries.